Part 2, y'all. The few, the proud, the bold, heroic. We're here at Occupy LA Library, Friday night. Borrow, read, discuss, donate, so we can all learn together.
And then when you approach the plant, it actually kind of says out.
This woman was like, you know what, it's a path. They always say it's a path.
Beautiful. Still got books. Got food over there.
We are the people we've been waiting for. And I think a lot of people were waiting for us. And we stepped up. A lot of people here stepped up, and many other people who were not here stepped up, and a lot of people we probably don't even know stepped up. So I want to talk about 2 or 3 high points of this past year or so for me. One was the anti-police brutality march, unpermitted and unauthorized by Occupy. Actually, it was an autonomous action, but many occupiers joined in. We took the streets. We marched from City Hall practically over to Staples Center.
How you been, brother?
And we stopped traffic, and the response from the people in the cars that were stopped was ecstatic. They were unbelievably supportive. I've been at some demonstrations where people have stopped traffic in LA, and normally that's like the worst crime you can commit, and people hate your guts. And here people were grabbing for leaflets and blowing their horns and flashing Ds and cheering us on as we did it. So that was a sign to me that you can go out to people with very strong politics and people will respond because they understand why you're doing it and with very strong action. Another very powerful thing for me was Occupy the Ports. 2 weeks after the 1,400 cops evicted us and 300 people were arrested, we brought in 700 or 800 people down to Long Beach in the rain, in the dark, and we basically did shut the port of Long Beach and probably the port of LA because the freeways were so tied up. The port truckeros did stay out in the morning, and when they were told to come in the afternoon, they could not get off the roads because the cops had tied so much up. They brought out the port police, the Long Beach police, and they did the job for us in a sense that we couldn't. But we did demonstrate then, and we've continued to demonstrate, evict us, we multiply. And I think that's really a powerful message. And then, you know, May 1st, I think, was a big statement, too, that without the physical occupation, that Occupy was still here and could bring people to downtown and into this movement. And people who came from the various winds, you know, a lot of people never come east of La Cienega, came downtown and mixed it up. People in South LA who don't feel safe coming up to downtown came up. You know, people from the east side and San Fernando Valley, and we've seen all that is still perpetuated. Occupy Venice has done very strong actions recently to support the homeless. Occupy San Fernando Valley is doing Fort Hernandez, the east wind and the south wind are still doing things that will reverberate long, you know, after those particular actions are over. I think those are very, very significant. I want to say a couple other things. I taught English as a second language here in Los Angeles for many, many years, and so one of the other very powerful things for me were that quite a number of occupiers came out, live streamers came out for the demonstrations of the adult education students here in Los Angeles, and I do think that Occupy made a difference in helping those students, even more so than the teachers, win their struggle to preserve adult education. It's not what it was, it's about half of what it was, but it still exists, thanks in part to Occupy massifying and propagating and expanding that message beyond the ranks of the students themselves. People went out to the East Side demonstration, people came over here to Poetry, and that was very, very significant. But one of the things I always used to tell my students when I taught English, we would practice various things. So it was like, how long can you live without food? How long can you live without food?
3 days?
Huh? No, you can live 30, no, people can live 60 days without food. The person hunger strikers, the Irish who went to death, you can go for a month or two without food if you have water. How long can you go without water? 3 days, 4 days, and then you're dead. How long can you go without oxygen? 3 to 5 minutes. But there's one thing that you cannot go without for a second, and that's love. And so this is the embodiment of love to me and the expression of love. And I know there's factionalism and people don't live up to it, but this is just the fact that, you know, we love each other and we love the struggle and we love the world we're trying to build and the world we're trying to save. And I think that that's why we're still here.
Thank you.
Just a little bit of love, y'all.